Alright, you are here probably trying to figure out how the actual natures and personalities work in Digimon Storytime Strangers. So, let's go into our Digimon right here. We got our Great Grizzlymon. He's going to be my example for this showcase. So, when I hit triangle, you can see your personalities all above. Now, we're sitting in Daring, which you can see kind of right next to me over here. It gives attack and defense increase. Well, if I click on Great Grizzlymon, I think I'm going to want him to go to this one. I don't know what form this is, but we want HP, we want attack, and we want speed, and we're below in all of those stats. Now, obviously, by leveling up, we'll probably get there, but you can notice my speed stat is really low. So, in order to increase that speed stat, we're going to want to move over to something that gives a little more speed. Well, if you look down this list right here that tells you all the numbers, you can see there is one that increases speed and attack, which happens to be number 5 in that list if you look real closely, which number 5 is Zealous. Now, how do we get from Daring, number 8, over to number 5, which is Zealous? Now, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can do this in an expensive way, so if you spent the extra $8 to get that extra outer pack, you can definitely do that and farm some coins out by talking to this lady in the in-between stages. So if you look at the outer dungeons, if you paid for that $8, your outer dungeons will be right here. You can get XP, gold, or materials. So you could just farm out a bunch of gold, and this will allow you to do that. Now, I'm going to go into where you actually change this. Now, this is the expensive way. I'll get into the easier, well, the longer, but without having to spend the extra $8 path. I'll get into that route as well. Or if you want to craft the trainings, you can definitely craft the trainings too. Now, we're going to actually move that Great Grizzlymon in here. I'm so glad Grizzlymon in general got aligned. So let's go back. We'll put him in here. Now we want to move him up and over. So we're going to start training him. Now you can see all these trainings. It has HP, SP, attack, defense, int. Now these will obviously increase their actual stat themselves. But you can also see, if you look at the arrows, that tells you which direction it's going to change when you're looking at this. I press triangle on PlayStation in order to get this to pop up. If you're playing on PC, I don't exactly know where. But you can generally move the natures around. So I would want something like, what's going to move it the direction that I would like to. So this one. So what is this? Increases SPI. Yeah, that's fine. But it will move the nature. You can see the little target within the Daring. That's where your actual target's sitting. So you want to move it up and over. Well, I guess it's that direction for you guys in order to get that up. Or I could just run the speed one and just have it increase the speed as well. Now, there is a thing. So you can see I hold only one of these SPIs, correct? Now I don't know if this is a bug or if it's meant to be patched or if it's meant to be like this, but if you complete it quickly, which spends a lot of your money, what is it like? Is it 10K? However much yen? So if you spend the yen to solve it right away, not only do you obviously save time, but you can look, I only had one of those, right? And now I have another one again. So it doesn't use the actual amount. I don't know if that's a bug. Hopefully it's not, because I like this, because then you only have to have one and then you can keep reusing it, and all you have to do is spend the money in order to keep utilizing it. So you notice the target within the Daring did move a little bit, so you would have to keep utilizing that in order to move it the direction. So I would like it to go just like straight left, for example. Is there a straight left? So there's this one, SP. So we want it to just go straight left because we want to work our way over to Zealous. So you would do this. Obviously this is where it gets expensive, and in order to move your items over, and then we can look at our stats over. So look at how much further we moved over to the left on there. We're kind of moving our way towards Reckless and then over towards Zealous. So we'll kind of do it one more time just to kind of show it as it moves over. Remember, if you have the outer dungeon for that $8, $8 US, that is how much that costs. So look, I can just do that and I can keep running it because I still have that SP one. Notice I'm holding 2. I still have 2, even though I've already used it twice already. So it doesn't go away as long as you did. Now, I do believe it does go away if you wait the actual time allotted for it to go. So that is something to keep an eye out as you are playing the game. Just watch out for that. If you want to let it and you're saving the money, the way to save the actual currency of the training item is to actually spend the money and get it back right away. So that's how you move that along that way. Now there is a longer, more kind of tedious method way, which it just takes a lot longer of a time. So let's dive into that. Okay, first things first is you're going to need to be in an area where there are enemies. And now, in order to reset the enemies to get them to respawn, you could sit there and wait for them to respawn. That is a thing, but it takes a lot longer. And if you want them to respawn faster, you just walk out, exit the area that you're in, and then come right back in, and that will respawn everything immediately. So first things first, we were working with Great Grizzlymon. Let's get him. They're going to need to be in your active party in order for this to work. So we're going to take out Flaremon here. We'll keep the 2 Archangels, and then that's my 3rd Archangel is kind of missing here, Taruimon. We'll get into that in the later part of the video. So we're going to want them here. So you'll notice these little chat boxes above it. Now they don't always start with this. It depends on how recently you've talked to them. So we'll start with just Great Grizzlymon. We'll talk with him. Now, this little item right here, there will either be 4 items that you can go and choose, and it'll be the 4 traits. It'll let you check your personality by hitting triangle here, and you can check kind of where they're at. So obviously the sun, you can see the green marks in the background. The sun goes to the upper right. The little, the sign of friendship goes in the lower right. And then, the intelligence, I forgot the actual names of these, goes to the lower left, and then the heart goes to the upper left. So that's what direction they'll choose it. So if I choose the heart, this will bring this towards the upper left, which does go towards Zealous. So we are going to click this. Now, if you don't want it to go that direction, you just hit the other option, and it doesn't do that. Now, each time you do this, it does increase their personality. And well, first it can move towards the different traits, so that's one thing that you have going for you. Now, this is SP cost. Do I want this slightly boost CP gained? I don't know. He kind of gains extra. I'm gonna actually keep that on him, so I don't want to change that. So now this does increase their bond as well. So what, his bond is at 47% right now. You do want maxed out bond. We'll get into that as to getting their level. So realize his max level is 64 right now. That will change. I'm not actually gonna use him for my example. I'll use Toturi, but we'll get into it later. So now we're gonna want to fight. So let's fight. Like, you're gonna need to fight about 3 enemies, I believe, 3 or 4 enemies. Wow, my homeboy is actually really strong. Oh, I forgot I have this Bacchusmon traveling with me. Well, so let's do about 3 fights. Now, unfortunately, after each battle, you do have to sit and wait. So you have to stop in place, and we'll see if that question pops up. Now, we've only done 2 battles. I don't expect it to right now, but I'll show you. So it is on those 2, but those 2 are the natures that I want them to be, so I'm not going to actually change their natures out. Now, let's fight this Vegemon. Now, it should pop up about after this one. Oh, no, they don't want that one. Okay, where's this Bergermon? After this Bergermon. So 3 or 4. Dang, we actually one-shot her. Wow. Hello, Bergermon? Great Grizzly? Okay, well, fight Lilymon. Lila. There we go. Now, I'm not sure if it actually has to be in battles or not. I guess we're going to find that out, because after this one, let's see if it works. Let's see. You'll feel the vibration in your controller if you have that turned on. Okay, so it does look like it has to be in battle items. So if you just one-shot them, it's not going to work. So hopefully we'll get a battle here, and that will be 3 in battle battles. I don't know how else to describe that. Non-one-shots is what we'll call those. I love having Bacchusmon on my team. He will be officially on my team soon. Now, we have, so now there we go. So we were at, what was our personality? Our bond. Bond was at 48. So fighting with him increases the bond. Now, we got the Sunshine. Now, he's actually right where I want him. I actually don't want to move him anywhere, so I'm just going to go, no, we don't want to move that. And then, oh, not the burp. We do not want that. And then now we're at 49. So that's how you increase the bond. The higher the bond, the higher stats you bring down, which brings me to the next point. So that's how you increase and deal with personalities and get the personalities to where you want. So now he's going to have increased attack and increased speed growth, which is what we want for when we want to digivolve him into whatever Digimon this is right here. I know which this one is based off the silhouette, but I do not know this one. So that's how you will increase that. And we want to increase our bond. Now, what does increasing the bond do? Increasing the bond when you level up your Digimon allows you to retain your stats and increase your stats, which you'll notice those blue numbers. You'll notice those blue numbers are 0 on a lot of Digimon. Notice how my bond is 0. So those blue numbers will never go up as long as your bond is 0. Now they will go up higher and faster if you have a higher level bond. I don't know why my Angewoman's only got 81%. I thought she was actually higher. Whatever. My Magna Angemon has 100%. My Taruimon has 100%. So, what does this mean? Notice how Taruimon's max level is 90, and we're at 56 out of 90. So first thing we want to do, before we Digivolve, we could Digivolve right now, but Ideally, I don't want to, because I want to level them up as much as possible before. Now, I had grinded out a few level up XP things. Now, not only is this going to increase my level cap, let's level them up here. Obviously, the blue numbers will not change, but all the other numbers do. Let's see if I can actually hit 90 here. I don't know if I can. Otherwise, we'll get pretty close. The ideal situation... Come on. Ever so close. I think we're going to get to 89, Loki. Or 86. Dang. Alright. Ideally, I wanted to max Tarumon out, but that's not going to happen. So, now, when we Digivolve, we should increase our level cap by a certain amount. And the blue stats should go up as well. So notice our intelligence is at 251. That's the stat I'm going to cherry pick. Now, it does tell you when you're about to Digivolve, it tells you what level cap you're going to be at. So look, now I'm going to be at a level cap of 99, which is the max. So we can go ahead and Digivolve. Now, obviously, the higher you level them up, the higher that level cap will get to. So if I would have increased them even higher, I mean, 99 is already the max, so we're capped out. But if you're at a lower level and you're trying to increase from like 25 to 30 or something, you're going to want to level them up even higher so they get better stats. And then look at that, our intelligence is 320. If we had leveled them up to even higher, it might have gone up to 321, 322, or just like a few more. I don't even know. But that's how you increase those blue numbers. And now how you can infinitely stack your Digimon stats by doing that with Antilemon. You notice the Digivolution history that I have. It went Antilemon, Taruimon, Antilemon, Taruimon. That's the cycle that you're gonna go. You go level up, Digivolve, level up, de-Digivolve, and then continue the cycle. Level up, Digivolve. You can do it between any cycle. Like, it doesn't matter, like Mega, Ultimate, Champion, Rookie, like wherever. You can bounce back and forth for whatever stage you're at in the game, and that's how you level them up to make your Digimon stronger. So, and the higher level bond, the higher level the higher amount those blue stats will go up each time you Digivolve and de-Digivolve from that cycle. So this is how you stack your Digimon and make them stronger. So even if you're level 99, that is how you make that happen. Now, obviously, the game does tell you you can convert, or you can load enhancements. So I could take this easily and just like, who's someone who's not maxed out? So if I wanted to increase him, I could sacrifice some other Digimon and make them increase level. I think I would prefer to keep everyone in here, so I'm not going to get rid of anyone. So I'm not going to go to that example, sorry. But that's another option. I generally don't prefer that way because it doesn't give you as much. So that is how you operate those. That is how you change your nature for your Digimon as well. So keep an eye out, look through those stats. There is that full list right there that's right next to me. It goes 1 to 16 different natures. That is how you level those up. Now, the option is whether you have money or if you don't. That's how you will maneuver and work that nature around, determining which direction to go. Now, the other way, as I told you, with getting that Great Grizzlymon to that number 5, luckily that was a small move, but sometimes you need to go from like Brave, number 6, all the way down to 11, Astute. So that's a much longer process if you're doing it this method of fighting Digimon and fighting every 3 battles, because you're not guaranteed the right nature. I just got really lucky that it actually moved over quickly. So that is my overall Digimon quick tutorial on natures as well as increasing your stats. So hopefully you guys found this video useful. Be sure to check me out on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, TikTok, and leave a like, follow, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. I'm your boy Roman, and I'll catch you on the next one. Yahoo! Peace, beautiful people.